Great to be speaking with you today. Tell me what you generally are doing in your business and what kind of customers you have, and tell me a bit as well about some of your first customers compared to now, like how your business has evolved.
Yeah, so my role at the business has changed over the years. We started off in single family residential typically, so that's probably the bulk of my career has been there. But our company has in the last couple of years shifted and started getting into more multifamily projects. And so yeah, that's the bulk of what we do nowadays, or at least my role. Our company also dabbles in commercial lighting, upgrading fluorescent lights into LED lights. Um, that's probably two-thirds of our business, and one-third that I oversee is multifamily work in apartment complexes, dorms, anything that where people are spending the night.
Got it. Got it. That makes sense. And how do people generally find you guys?
Yeah, so it varies. I would say the bulk of our uh, the people typically find us through our website, reaching out for energy services where they know they need some sort of upgrade, whether uh, their internal company needs some sort of they're going for energy certifications or things like that, and then they find us through that. But that's probably a smaller fraction of our client base. Largely, we've got our sales guys who go out and try to connect with other property management companies and build some rapport and go from there. So typically, it's us going out rather than others coming to us.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. I get that. I get that. And how over the last, say, well, 10 years or so, how has technology in general sort of changed the game that you guys are in?
Hmm, that's a good question.
Maybe it hasn't.
No, it's hard to think back. I mean, obviously, 10 years ago, not primitive, but more primitive compared to how things are done these days. I remember our first couple appointments and assessments. We were taking our little dinky point and shoot camera and just saving everything onto our computer like local hard drive. Very different nowadays. Just how much more capable smartphones are and everything. It's my lifesaver. The phone does everything I need it to do. Um, so these days, yeah, it's super handy to have that, and it's my all in one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me through how you do that, right? So you'll go to a site, what kind of things are you taking pictures of, and how are you sort of making that assessment?
hmm So typically, our process, we'll get to a property and taking photos of any kind of signage, just so we remember what property we're at when we're doing a bunch of different assessments in a day. Remember which photos go with which property. um, so I'll say right now we haven't been using TaskTag for assessments, any kind of a preliminary assessment, largely for projects. Um, but preliminary, phone doing that and going into our apartments. Typically a property will let us access a handful of vacant units, and we'll go in and just kind of assess the equipment and what opportunities are there for energy upgrades. To answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. And how did you guys discover TaskTag? Where did you hear about it, or what were you looking for?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So we discovered TaskTag. Um, it was late last year. We had run into some kind of quality assurance issues on some projects, and just wanting to better document the work that we're doing in a really organized way. Um, so that was the goal, and did some research, and we tried out some alternate solutions and weren't really too happy with those. And kind of stumbled across TaskTag earlier this year and played around with it and realized this is actually a really good fit for this division of the company. Um, Still talking. We've got another solution we're using for our commercial lighting division that's been working well. Um, but that solution was not working well. I don't want to say who the competitor was, the
Oh,
other,
you don't need to.
but they weren't as good of a fit. So what we really liked about TaskTag is just the level of organization was the main thing. um, being able to organize all of our files, all of our photos on a per project and per apartment basis. Um, yeah, that was the main thing that this alternate solution was not really able to accomplish.
Got it. And how specifically do you use it? So if you were going to be using it later today, what would be the use case for you?
Yeah, so right now our guys are out at a project right now, installing some smart thermostats. And so previously I had set up a new project for that whole property, and then individual tasks for each individual apartment. Um, and then from there, the guys can upload all their photos. Um, like I said, quality assurance is the main thing, and part of it is being able to just have a record and a trail to show the pre-existing conditions and the post conditions. Namely, with these smart thermostats was a big one, showing the pre-wiring with the old thermostats, and then how are you wiring it up afterwards. Just to have a record and be able to make sure our quality is top notch.
Got it. No, that makes sense. Does it mean that you have to travel around sites to oversight less, or were you not necessarily having to do that anyway?
Um, Maybe a little less. It is helpful to have a solid record now. Things
Mm.
were just kind of, uh, yeah, just I don't know, ambiguous is the right word, but it's just kind of not solid before.
Yeah.
It's really helpful to have a solid record on a per unit basis to really track everything. Trying to do this in our previous method would have been way too many photos and way too much just data to handle. But having this in a nice, organized, pre-organized way is super, super helpful.
Yeah. And if you have a new member of the crew, how easy is it for them to, or what's your process for getting them going with TaskTag?
Yeah, honestly, it's been a breeze. Not the current project we're on, but maybe 2 weeks ago, we had one of our employees come over from our other division, and she came over just to help out for a couple of days. And so I had to get her set up in TaskTag, and um, I think the night before I told her download the app, make an account, and then I got connected, and it was super easy to get all set up. It was great. So she was able to get up and running in no time.
Awesome. That's good to hear. And Mike, if the last thing I would ask is if you were thinking through any other features that it would be useful for TaskTag to have, like what would be on your mind? Maybe even where you're thinking like the difference between what you're doing now in your commercial lighting or something else. Like what is something that TaskTag doesn't have that you think, man, that would be really helpful?
Yeah, so I know Kang and I have been talking about some other features that would be helpful, and they've already started rolling out some of our requests and recommendations. So the whole TaskTag team has been great, super easy to work with. Everyone's super down to earth and willing to help out and here. I can tell the whole team really cares about the product. Some of the other things that we had mentioned that would be great to have for me, the when I'm setting up the tasks, um, when we're doing 200 to 500 apartments, it'd be really nice to be able to take maybe like an Excel sheet and then have upload that in some way, and it populates, it creates all of my tasks for me, instead of me one by one, 500 tasks, and having to type in the unit number. Next one. I keep track. Oh, did I already make that one? I don't remember. Let me go back and scroll through all of them. That would be something that would be really helpful. Um,
I love that. No, that's good. That's good feedback. And I think that's transferable to other either property maintenance or construction renovation projects as well. So makes sense. And I'm sure that the team will be on that.